The more we tolerate, the less respect we command. This is not merely my opinion. A wise individual once remarked, "What you do not acknowledge controls your life." If you suppress feelings of devaluation for an extended period and experience discomfort within your soul, it is not a sign of patience or virtue, but rather self-deception. Ultimately, this can lead to resentment or depression. This isn't just a theory, it reflects a reality where gratitude often remains unspoken and kindness is taken for granted. People continue to exploit this kindness, diminishing its value. However, it is time to put an end to that cycle. Kindness is only appropriate where it can be appreciated. If it goes unrecognized and you continue to give, the situation becomes something entirely different. When a Virgo senses that her efforts are undervalued, she begins to distance herself. She doesn't require grandiose displays of gratitude, but it is crucial for her to feel that her contributions matter. If someone is capable of showing attention but chooses not to direct it toward a Virgo, that is a conscious choice. In such cases, a Virgo would prefer to invest her energy in individuals who genuinely value her and reciprocate. It is vital for everyone to feel acknowledged for their efforts. If this acknowledgement is absent, a Virgo can be quite fine without you. She will cease to be available, withdrawing emotional support, bonuses, and gifts. She will stop initiating communication. Often, people only come to appreciate a person once they have lost them. As the saying goes, what we have we don't appreciate. When we lose it, we cry. If one considers this manipulation, it's important to clarify that it's merely how a Virgo sets boundaries. If someone truly values her, they will feel her absence. If they do not, she is simply making room for someone who will genuinely appreciate her contributions. When a Virgo feels devalued, she may start nitpicking small flaws, focusing on shortcomings she typically overlooks. This isn't an effort to offend or insult. It stems from a desire to reclaim her boundaries and self-respect. Unlike fire signs that may flare up when feeling devalued, a Virgo retreats and immerses herself in her thoughts. Virgos are not prone to hysterics. Rather than exhibiting violent reactions, they often become quiet and reserved. Witnessing a Virgo throwing a tantrum is quite rare. Representatives of this sign possess remarkable patience and excellent control over their emotions. Unlike an Aries, who may lash out, or a Gemini, who might engage in tumultuous debates, the composed Virgo will listen quietly to complaints and calmly analyze the situation. The more distressed a Virgo becomes, the further she distances herself. She has already grasped the rules of the game. If she is devalued, it is not her problem, but a reflection of the other person's blindness. One of their methods of coping is a quiet exit. Gradually, they will start to withdraw, engaging in fewer conversations. Virgos understand that the more we cling to people and attempt to explain ourselves, the less impact it has. Few people truly listen to words, only actions hold significant weight. Moreover, in our culture, those who strive to defend their boundaries and self-worth are often labeled as touchy or overly sensitive. This serves to ridicule anyone brave enough to uphold their self-respect. By creating distance, a Virgo demonstrates that such treatment is unacceptable and that one risks losing her without any conflict, lectures, or endless discussions. She will simply begin to fade away. In the past, they would reach out first with a simple, "How are you?" Now, however, they prefer to wait for the other party to take the initiative. Previously, they would suggest meetings. Now they allow others the opportunity to do so. If you were accustomed to sharing your complaints about life with them, prepare for a shift. They will start to avoid the topic altogether. They are not your emotional crutch or your personal support system. Another intriguing question arises. Can Virgos be vengeful? A Virgo's calm demeanor should not be mistaken for timidity. While they may not exhibit overt aggression initially, their thoughtful approach makes them masters of subtle retaliation. Think of the ancient Chinese torture of water drips. Endless drops falling on your head will eventually drive you mad. Virgos may not confront you directly, but by the time you realize they're behind-the-scenes manipulation, it may be too late. Endless paperwork, bureaucratic hurdles, and minor annoyances could quickly become your daily reality. They excel at making you feel the repercussions in the most exhausting ways. Another characteristic of Virgos is their comfort with solitude. Virgos are autonomous and self-sufficient individuals who do not fear loneliness. They are adept at finding productive activities to fill their time. This trait benefits them greatly, as they dislike idleness and continuously replenish their reservoir of valuable skills, experiences, and intriguing ideas, thus enriching their sharp intellect. This ability allows them to free themselves from the need for others' validation. Virgo's independence is not a weakness, but a test for those who fail to appreciate. Can they thrive without your attention? Absolutely. And how will you cope with their indifference? Another tool in their emotional arsenal is passive-aggressive behavior. Frustration may manifest as passive-aggressive remarks. Thoughtful Virgos may resort to sharp comments and sarcasm, avoiding open confrontation. Instead of directly expressing their disappointment with phrases like, "I'm upset," you might hear, "Sure, don't worry, I'll just do it myself," or "I didn't know that was necessary." These statements convey discontent without revealing the underlying cause. Such behavior can leave others perplexed, especially if they don't grasp the reasoning behind a Virgo's abrupt shift in tone. If the typically warm tone of a Virgo suddenly becomes sharp, it's a clear sign that their patience is waning. Virgos understand that loneliness isn't merely the absence of people around. It also signifies a lack of understanding. If, after your quiet departure, the other person doesn't exhibit any fear of loss, it indicates that they have long since distanced themselves emotionally. You now face a choice. Pursue them further or seek out those who are ready to meet you halfway. Relationships are always a two-way street, and Virgos are not willing to shoulder the burden alone. Another pressing question: can a Virgo leave for good? People of this sign tend to analyze situations meticulously. If a Virgo has made the decision to end a relationship, the chances of reconciliation are extremely slim. They prefer to learn from their mistakes and move forward, leaving the past behind. Valuing order and stability, they seldom return to what has already become broken. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Please share in the comments how you handle those who devalue you.